Have you ever heard of reverse engineering your business idea? If you have, still stay tuned because I have a bunch of tips that are going to be really helpful for new small business owners. So if you don't know, my name is Shannon and I am the founder of the business Oh So Curly, which is a hair tools and accessories business. I also am a hair care blogger. I started by sharing my natural hair journey on social media, which then inspired me to start my own product business. And I also share my experience with you guys on YouTube and also via my courses and classes, which cover things from email marketing, launching new products, content creation, and more. So if you know me, I like to keep it very real with my subscribers. So I really want to share with you guys the real behind starting a small business and my top tips that I've learned over the past 7-8 years of starting, running, stopping, relaunching, revamping my small business Oh So Curly. So the first tip that I want to mention, and I think that is probably the most important tip, is to have the end goal in mind. So a lot of people recommend that you start with a business plan. I, within 2022, feel like it isn't as essential to actually take the time to sit down and write out a business plan. It is, however, needed, but I just feel like when you tell a new business owner to write a business plan, it can take a long time, and I feel like it makes a lot of small business owners procrastinate and actually getting the job done and actually physically starting because they're so concerned over putting this business plan together. When really and truly you can start a business without a business plan, but I do feel like you should have a goal. So with me, with Oh So Curly, my goal from the very beginning, I had it written down in a notepad, was for Oh So Curly to be in stores and to fill that gap in the market, that gap on the shelf for curly hair tools and accessories. So that was always the end goal in mind when I started the business, which is what reverse engineering is. So you want to start from the end and work your way backwards. So what needs to be done to get to that goal? So I would write down Oh So Curly in retail, and then I would work backwards on how we get into retail. And this will kind of give you a plan and a roadmap to follow, because you can start a business and just get lost in the sauce. I've been there and I've had to restart and restart again. Whereas if you have this blueprint, you have the roadmap to follow, it will keep you on track. And when there are bumps in the road, you know how to readjust and just go back to the plan and start and try it again. So I also really think that it is important for you to understand that you're going to need to put in the work. Ways that you can make sure you're looking after your mental health, however, are to actually set up morning routines, evening routines, outsourcing tasks so that things aren't all on you and you have so much pressure on yourself. You can make sure that you invest in self-care and you have days off that you can dedicate to yourself, and just really being conscious about the stress that you're putting on yourself and ways that you can relieve that stress and make up for the times where you're feeling a bit more disappointed or a bit low in mood, because it will happen and that's fine. It's very normal among entrepreneurs, although I feel like not a lot of us actually speak about it. Putting in the work is going to be required, and especially at the very beginning of your journey. I think that's when the most work needs to be done. So my next top tip for you guys is to make sure that you find a reliable supplier and manufacturer. Now the truth is, no one's ever going to be 100% reliable. There are going to be times where your manufacturer is just too busy to keep up with your demand. They may make mistakes with your order. It's happened multiple times to me. There will be things and bumps in the road. It's just very, very normal. But you want to make sure that you're doing your very best on your end to make sure that there are ways that you can deal with the bumps smoothly. So for example, if you are working with a good manufacturer and everything's going perfect, with me, during the pandemic, there was a moment where my manufacturer had to close down. Now, I still had orders coming in more than ever because business was booming during that time. So what did I have to do? I had to pivot, and doing that, I actually just put out on my social media and I said, we're looking for seamstresses. Are there any local seamstresses that can work with us? And luckily, actually, a friend of mine's mum was a seamstress and she was able to make some of the pillowcases for us and the bonnets during that time where our manufacturer was closed. So it's just finding ways around it and also having backup. So if you have a manufacturer that you love and you trust and you have a good relationship with, make sure you do have some second choices and some backups, because business might not be booming for them and they might have to close, or they just decide they don't want to work, or it gets really busy and they can't put you as a priority. What are you going to do when that happens? So make sure you always have backup, because problems always arise along the road. Next, I want to make sure that I mention to you guys that you should start with a small collection. Never start launching a brand that has multiple products that you're just ready, like, yeah, we're going to sell t-shirts and socks and shorts and hoodies. No, start with one product, see how people react to that. If that is successful, then ask your customers what they would want to see next, because they might love your hoodies, but they're not interested in buying shorts. So if you go ahead and you have invested in hoodies and then invested in a lot of shorts, you'll see that the hoodies shift and then you just stuck with shorts and you have no way in selling those. So just make sure that you start with the one product. My next tip is content is king. I feel like in the very beginning, most business owners don't start with a lot of capital just to get them up and running. So if you are starting from scratch, in that case, pretty much like how I did, you're going to want to use free ways to gain sales and to gain traffic to your website. How do you do that? Via social media. So social media is what we have pretty much based our business on. Instagram was our go-to. In the beginning, we got all of our customers from Instagram. But obviously in the beginning, Google wasn't recognizing us as like one of the top in that search result or that industry. Social media was our only way of getting customers. We used Instagram and we created really engaging content. We showed social proof. We got influencers to use the product and direct people to our website. Now you have Reels and TikTok, so you can actually share the behind the scenes of your journey. Social proof is you packing orders. When people see a bunch of orders stacked up, they know people are shopping with you, so they know that you are reliable. Same as if you have like real reviews, people speaking to the camera and saying, hey, like I bought this, or I was gifted this and I really like this about the product. Go ahead and check them out. Influencer marketing works really well. You can get a lot of things for free and a lot of sales and customers for free thanks to social media. So that is pretty much your best bet when you are starting from scratch and you don't really have much investment. Use and utilize social media as a way of getting customers. If you are a product business owner, Shopify is the way to go. I would never recommend any other site for actually hosting a product business. Shopify is super easy to use. Check out some of my past videos covering the topic of Shopify. Next, I want to talk about something that I feel like a lot of people don't really talk about or say is important, and that is just like you as the business owner networking, meeting new people, making new connections, getting mentors, and even mentoring other people too. It's good to give back when you have knowledge. So I use YouTube as a way of mentoring. Like me giving you guys advice is me being a mentor to you. I also have my mentoring group, Boss Up group, where I actually have a group of women. It's not just for women, but it ended up being a group of women at the moment where I help them with their small businesses. We do a group Zoom call every single month where they can ask me questions and I give them a bit of coaching, along with a free masterclass they get directly for them every single month. That is a great way of giving back, but I have found that I've gained mentors just from going to networking events, from going to free online classes. Eventbrite is a great way for you to find out about like free events happening in London or whatever area you're in, where you can actually network with people and just tell them about your business and things come to you. That's one thing I've learned. Talk about your business, tell them what you sell, what you do. You will come to mind if anything pops up in the future where they need someone that has a product business. Always speak to people, because that's how this business works. Like everyone is connected to someone. You may think someone standing in a room can't offer you anything, but I've been in rooms that I would have thought no one in that room could ever offer me anything, and they've turned around and given me like an amazing opportunity. So the best thing to do is just to talk about what you do to everyone. Don't brag and don't be annoying about it, But you know, if they ask and if you're introducing yourself, don't leave out the fact that you run a business. Let them know, share what it is and share what you do, and even share what you're looking to do next or what you need help with moving forward, because they may be the one that can actually help you. Next is your aesthetic. Now, we want to come into this business looking professional, having nice cute packaging. All your content that I mentioned before is going to be sharing your brand, sharing your packaging when you're packing orders. Your customers are going to want to have a nice unboxing experience. Of course, it's not always affordable, but it's something that you want to at least do something to make it a little bit cuter than what a basic box would be. And these will really make a difference. It makes the customer feel nice when they're unboxing. Some people may even feel to share their experience on social media just because they've really enjoyed what they got. And it's also what makes you stand out from the other brand. Check out my video on how to create a brand that will give you even more tips on branding. So the last thing I want to mention for new business owners is the fact that you should really be recording your journey. This is going to be something that you're going to look back on and just think, wow, look how much I did, look how many troubles I went through, how I kind of followed through with them and pushed through and stayed consistent. Have that in video form, have it in a journal. Just really record your process, how you're feeling and all of the ups and downs, because I kind of wish I had done that from the very beginning, just so I could see like everything that I've been through and how far I've come. As a business owner, you tend to just run on autopilot and you're just going and going and going, and it can be hard for you to kind of look back and think, whoa, like I've actually done so much and I really should pat myself on the back, which a lot of business owners don't do. So that's something that I would really recommend, and probably one of the most important parts of your business journey. And if you ever feel discouraged within your journey, I just want to state to you and just want to reaffirm you and say, carry on, stay consistent, keep going, because you never know what's coming. Everything is a test, and sometimes you are tested in ways that will make you change something that will in return make your business grow. Don't get discouraged when things go wrong. It's happened to me many times. You can check out the videos on my channel which will show you all of the ups and downs I've had along the journey. So I wish you guys all the best on your new business journey. I really hope this video helped you. If it did, leave me a comment down below, subscribe to my channel, and I'll catch you in the next one.